absolutely delighted, and we are joined right now by the West Ham manager, David Moyes. David, first of all, congratulations on that victory. Declan Rice, after the game, said your players gave everything. What are you most proud of in that performance?
Huge character. I thought they had to do a really good job, played well tonight, and also had to defend well at times as well. But overall, I thought their performance was excellent tonight.
And you're up to 37 points now, just once in the last 11 seasons. So has a team gone down with 37? David, where do you feel that leaves your Premier League status now?
Much better, much harder for the other teams to catch us. They'll be looking at that and finding it very difficult, maybe some of them to get the points, but obviously the number isn't confirmed that keeps you in the Premier League, so we have to look forward to the next game and try and pick up more points.
Hello David, it's Rio. I mean,
Hi, Rio.
Obviously you need every player to be performing in these type of games to give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
But the performance of Paqueta, but more importantly, Declan Rice in today's game, how important are them two in terms of the platform for you guys to go on and perform the way that you did today?
Huge, Rio, because we've been up and down this season, and it's not been easy to explain exactly why. Is it the new players coming in, or maybe some of the players from the last 2 years not doing quite as well? But I have to say that Lucas Paqueta is beginning to settle into the Premier League. He's an incredibly talented footballer, and at times gives the ball away a little bit more than we'd like, but the bits he does. But Declan Rice especially is growing, and I continually say so many good things about him because I can see him every day. He's a really, really talented player. And to be fair, Thomas Suchik as well, the three of them together have got a great blend if we can get it to work. Not all this season have we been able to get it to work, but tonight I thought it worked really well.
David, it's Joe. Well
Hi,
done.
Joe.
Fantastic performance today. I don't think I've seen a West Ham perform as dominant a performance against Manchester United, but you still had to sweat, and the back four in particular I thought was excellent. You've had to change it so many times. How excited are you now for Thursday night? You seem to have a settled side going into it, and the subs were coming on and making an impact as well.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. We've struggled probably from the first game of the season, where we've really not had centre halves with a lot of injuries. We lost Craig Dawson. Kurt's been injured at different times, so we've really had a problem at the back. But Angelo's coming back into form. Naif's beginning to get used to the Premier League as well, and Tilo as well. It's certainly taken them a time to get up to the speed of the Premier League. But we're really looking forward to Thursday night. We've got a great opportunity. We've got a tough game, but I'm hoping tonight will give us confidence. The crowd were great, and if we can get them behind us, it'll make it a real difficult place to play on Thursday night.
David, Peter Crouch here. I just want to ask you about the penalty decision. Me and Joe were here for the Liverpool game. You were a bit unlucky not to get one there, and we all thought it was a penalty again tonight. I don't know what your view was on that.
Well, I've actually not seen it again, but the staff who were looking, they thought it was a definite penalty again. But we've had a couple of really, really sort of decisions that have gone against us. But I've got to hope that they're going to change. I've got to hope that somehow, if they level themselves out, that we've got a couple of penalties to get between now and the end of the season. And now that you've showed me it and I'm seeing it back, it could have easily been given as well.
David, I know you talked about that positive mindset that you're going to have now going into Thursday. Just what would a European Cup mean for West Ham, and what would it mean for you?
Well, I'm smiling at the thought of it. Rio knows exactly what it's like to play it in the big games and big competitions. And for us, this is a huge competition. Last year we done brilliantly well to get to semi against Eintracht Frankfurt, and I hope we'll learn with experience. We lost a goal in the first minute, just about of the first game. We got a player sent off, so I'm hoping that we can overcome those sort of things and get ourselves much better prepared. And I think it's a great opportunity. I think for West Ham it would be sensational to get to a European final. It really would.
David, thank you for joining us. We wish you the best of luck on Thursday, and congratulations on the win tonight.
Good luck, David.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
It's going to be a huge occasion, Joe. How do they make sure they take that buzz, that spirit from tonight into Thursday?
I think you need to play with fire in your heart, but you also need to be cold. Like he said, that he alluded there to the semi-final last year. We covered them right up to the final, and the lads just made crucial mistakes at difficult times. And I think there's no substitute in this game for experience and wisdom. And that's a group of players last year that have been burnt. They've gone to the fire, got to the semi-finals, thought they would make it, and tripped up. Now that hurts, and you sort of have to work with that, but then players have to remember that pain, remember the mistakes they made. This place is going to be white hot on Thursday night, especially now. You know, so the player's going to have to play with cool heads, clear heads, and start the game very well.
But today, I think what they got to take into this European game is there was a togetherness today with this team that you look at and you go, there would have to be a special moment for Man United to score a goal. We saw they were threatening at times, Man United, but there was a composure, there was a calmness, and the concentration levels in this team today is what we haven't seen for a while. To a man, everyone was committed, everyone was fighting, tackling, and then the crowd responded to that. And this place, I mean, we both grew up at Upton Park, right? And that place under the lights was phenomenal. They can create that here, but the players have to play their role as well. Today they done that to a man, and they were top class today. You can't say they had any luck needed for this. They deserved this game, definitely.
Do you feel they knew as a group of players that they had to get it over the line in terms of the league to give them any chance of winning that cup?
Well, I think they had they got the bit between their teeth. I think today you could see this, and we're fighting to stay in this league. That's what it seemed like. And a team that thought we've got a couple of games in hand, and we've probably got another one. We could probably lose this, give this game up, and go on to the next one and try and get 3 points in the next one. Whereas the other team, West Ham, today were like, no, we want to get it done today. Take it out of anyone else's hands, and that's why they deserve to win today.
And they got the job done. It was Said Benrahma with the winning goal, Peter, but it was a bit of a nightmare for David De Gea. How did it happen? Because it wasn't the strongest shot at all.
Yeah, it wasn't. Do you know what it is? Benrahma just takes it early, and I think if you look at De Gea's position, he's backpedaling. Listen, we all know he should save it, but if you look at his position, the way he's backpedaling, he's just not getting set himself set. If we always talk about getting on the front foot, because he's backpedaling, he's never on the front foot. He can't attack it. He can't get out to the ball. But again, he's got to save it.
On that one there, it'd be great if we could see that one again. This is obviously where he slips, but I don't think that's an excuse for him. I don't think he has any excuse. But the one we had just before that, if you could recue that and you see it, he never takes a step where he steadies himself. Every step's backwards. There's not one step there that goes, right, I'm going to set myself and plant my feet and then dive forward or even sideways. Everything's going backwards, and he's at a loss at that point. And if you then slip, you can't make up for it at all.
And on the flip side of it, for forwards or attacking midfielders, any young kid watching it, you know, you get told to take shots early.
That's why,
no backlift.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. Top class goalkeeper like David De Gea could make a mistake like that if you hit the target and you hit it early.
And he's made 4 errors leading to goals this season. He's in contract negotiations at the moment. There is going to be a big discussion, I'm sure, amongst Manchester United fans about whether he should get another one, Peter.
Yeah, it's a strange one because he's conceded goals from his mistakes, but he's also kept the most clean sheets in the league, I think. You know, so it's a catch-22 situation. If he's in contract negotiations, obviously making mistakes like that is never going to help. But he's been a top-class keeper over the years at Manchester United, but at the moment and this season, it feels like he's making big errors in big games.
Do you think Manchester United can evolve in the way they want to evolve, they need to evolve, keeping David De Gea in goal?
Listen, I think he's made an error there in terms of shot saving. I think the question mark about him has been, is he good enough with his feet to play the Eric Ten Hag way? In terms of shot stopping, yes, he's made a mistake today, but that's not the area that I question him at all. It's just with his feet. Is he a good enough footballer to be playing for Manchester United? And I think the only person who can answer that is Eric Ten Hag. And we'll know at the end of this season, if he gets a new deal, Eric Ten Hag thinks he's more than capable of being his number one goalkeeper. We just have to play the waiting game right now and see what the manager says, because he was the one with a definitive answer.
Yeah, I think as well, I think the recruitment team is very, very simple. The four teams above you, their goalkeepers, would they swap David De Gea for any of their goalkeepers? No, they wouldn't.
Chelsea might.
They're not above them, no.
I wanted you to hear that.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear that.
So, why you got to bring that in?
You had to think about it.
No, but like it's for me, it's very simple. If Man United are going to kick on to that next level, he's one of the positions on the pitch where I think they could improve. And it's no.
There's a few positions there, though. Like I think JJ said it. The fullbacks, centre halves.
Yeah.
A midfielder, someone up front. Weghorst's position today, I just can't understand it. I just can't get my head round what he offers in that position. I think if you play Weghorst, you've got to play him high up. So Rashford's and Sancho's players can bounce balls off him. You can play one touch, and then he's in the box for any kind of crosses. If you play that way, you're not going to get the best out of him. You're not the best. It's not the best for Manchester United.
So you don't think that it's that he's not up to the level that he needs to be at for Manchester United? Do you think that they're?
I just think Man United's number 10, or top team's number 10. Doesn't look like a Weghorst in my eyes. I think, listen, the attributes that he's got, I don't think that, if I have to look at it another way, if I am Sancho, Bruno, Garnacho, Martial, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching him line up as a number 10. No disrespect to him, but as a number 10 in front of me, the number 10 shirt means something else. Do you know what I mean? It's a player that can create, who's got guile, who's going to get between the lines and get on the half turn and bring other people into play in that sense and get goals. And he doesn't offer enough of all of those things I've just said.
Why
there.
do you think Ten Hag's doing it then?
Well, I think work rate. I think his best piece of play today was a tackle in his own box. That's a number 10. That's not what number 10s are known for doing, and that's the position he played today. And then he doesn't get up enough with play to be a threat in the other box. So that's the confusion, I think, when you look at it as someone on the outside. If they can tell us anything else, I'd love to hear it.
I think he probably played today because of West Ham's threat from set pieces. It gives them another bit of height, a little bit of physicality in the team. But yes, he done that, and he was okay at that. But the other side of it, I think two situations happened in the game for me. One, Man United broke. He got the ball, got on the turn, and they couldn't get up the pitch. He got caught, he got dispossessed. And then another time when Sancho come on, Rio said he's looking to bounce, like what Crouchy said. And Vegos is standing in a midfield position when his attributes would be better suited, like Crouchy said, backing into the centre half.
He scored goals as a number 9 in his career. I mean, he didn't do it at Burnley in that little cameo he had there, but before that, I think it was Wolfsburg, he was in Germany. He scored goals before.
It's also crosses, really, like Anthony and players like that. They want to come inside and have shots themselves. Rashford, he just wants, his only thought in his head is to cut inside and have a shot, right? So as a forward, I want people going to the byline. If that's me, I want people going to the byline, getting crosses for me in.
Exactly what West Ham were doing.
Exactly. Look at Antonio up the other end today. That's
Bully.
how Weghorst should be playing for Manchester United. But they don't want to play that though. They shouldn't play him.
But Man United were bullied today. That's simple as I think the back four got bullied today. I think they were. You look at it, the front three. Joe spoke about their front three today. West Ham's. They ran over. They overran. They bullied Manchester United's back four, and that can't happen at the top level. You can't. I don't care if there's players out injured or whatever. You've got to have players coming in who can deal with that, and they couldn't.
Well, we can get Eric Ten Hag's assessment of that defeat this evening. Back-to-back defeats on the road for Manchester United. He's been speaking to Des.
Eric, the wrong result. Was it the wrong performance as well? Was it up to the high standards that you've been looking for?
First half, I think we played quite well. And we create a lot of opportunities, and then maybe on the first occasion they score a goal, and then you're following facts, and of course disappointment about the result, same as Thursday. But I think we lost from ourselves, and now we have 1 week time as the first since Christmas. We have that. We need energy because both second halves were below the standards.
David De Gea. I mean, he's been a great goalkeeper over the years, but that was a terrible mistake, wasn't it, today?
Yes, but it's about individual. That is, mistakes are part of football, and then as team, you have to deal with it. You have to bounce back because it's a team sport. And as you said, over the season, he's the one with the most clean sheets, and also we did it as a team. But it can happen. It's part of football. But everyone has to take responsibility. But more important is, as a team, get a result.
You mentioned the drop in intensity and energy. Is that because you're playing so many games? I think Manchester United are playing the most games across the top 5 European leagues at the moment. Is that beginning to just show now?
It can be, but we can't be sorry for ourselves. We have to keep going, and we have to show character. It's only 4 games, and then you need the energy, and it's in your head, and make sure it's not in your legs. So get ready for the games, clear the head, energy, focus, and go on.
Frustration and the fact that you haven't hit the target again.
Of course, disappointed. We created, and we had the game in our hand. And then, you following the facts when you give a goal away like this. But also, in front of the goal, we had to be more clinical because I counted 4 or 5 really good chances, and it was not by coincidence. No, it was well played.
Are you still confident you'll finish in the top 4?
That's what I just said in the dressing room. Come on, can happen. We showed in this season, we had some terrible setbacks, and every time we bounce back. So once again, show the character and go on.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
They need to bounce back again in a serious way. Erik ten Hag said he felt Manchester United played quite well. They had 19 shots, 4 on target, Rio. How do you sum up the performance overall?
I don't necessarily agree they played well. I think they created some chances. They just weren't potent enough, and we've seen that far too many times, especially in the last month. I think they had 19 shots, 4 on target. They've got to be more clinical. They've had a couple of spells in the game, but West Ham were the better team overall. They were the more hungrier team, more aggressive team. And as a team, you can't really accept that when you're fighting to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, they're really lacking that attacking spark of late, and they're erratic away.